Picking the right skills for your characters in Marvel Future Revolution is very, very important. If you don't do it right, you can make a very good character look like a very bad character. So in this video, we have some tips to help you pick the right skills to match your game style. And in this video, I am joined by my brother Half-Send, one of the top players in Marvel Future Revolution. So if you're ready to find out what is the best way to pick your skills, brother Half-Send, tell him what to do.
Let's go smash the like button.
ValleyFlyin.
What is up, Valley Maniacs? I am ValleyFlyin. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. Today we are discussing the best moves for your characters in Marvel Future Revolution. I am joined by my brother Half-Send, who has one of the largest characters in Marvel Future Revolution right now. Half-Send, what is up, my friend? How are you?
How's it going, brother? I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I am doing well. How are you enjoying Marvel Future Revolution?
Oh, man. Bell to bell. Like, I wake up after a few hours sleep and I grind from morning to night. I'm on a mission right now, man. I want to get all the characters to level 100, figure them all out. And that brings us to today's video.
Yes.
Skills. What's the quickest way to get the right ones?
Yes, how do you choose the right skills? That's something that I've been struggling with. So we're gonna go into my account, and obviously I'm playing on LD Player right now. If you guys wanna play on LD Player, there is an affiliate link down below. You can enjoy some Marvel Future Revolution right now because it is in soft launch in Canada on Android. So if you have an iOS device, you're not gonna be able to play this right now. So you're gonna need an emulator, and the emulator that I'm using right now is LD Player because it gives me smooth gameplay with a very stable connection. Also offers me some very easy key mapping so I can customize my gaming experience. So use that link, download LD Player from the official site. Make sure you get that 64-bit version if you want to play Marvel Future Revolutions. LD Player is what I am using. What are you using to play on right now, Tony?
LD Player.
LD Player, it's everywhere, guys. I think that is a way easier than some of the other emulators, and very, very simple, guys. The link is down below. They are sponsoring this video, so big shout out to the folks over at LD Player. But without further ado, we're talking about Iron Man and his skills. I guess not Unibeam, but so what I look for when I'm choosing these skills, what I normally see is I'm looking at these damage. So this is 299% damage. This is 994% damage. And this one is 171% damage. So for me, normally what I would do, I was like, oh, this has the most damage. I'm gonna pick this one because it has a lot of damage. This looks like it's a big single target attack, so this will be good in bosses. And I just go down to skills like that, looking which has the most damage, and I'm looking at the cooldowns as well. Stamina's not really affecting me too much. I don't really notice when I'm low on stamina, but the cooldowns and the damage is what I look for. What are you doing right now? Because obviously you're a lot more versed in this game than I am. What strategies are you using to pick your skills?
So I do have a strategy, and that is obviously with your main, you're going to most likely do some of the trial and error on your own. However, one of my methods for finding the right skills has been to go into rankings and just to see who's at the in the top of the leaderboards for whatever character it is I'm going to use. And first, I try to figure out whether or not I'm friends with them, if they're a content creator or not, if I can find the information for what they're using. That way I can shortcut to an end result and skip some of the trial and error.
Okay, that sounds very logical. I mean, that's probably what I normally end up doing in game, just seeing what a high level player is doing and just copying that. Let them figure it out and doing it. But so you've also said you've made some tweaks. Right?
Yeah, Iron Man, I did. Obviously, I was one of the first Iron Men to Iron Men. Yeah.
Iron Man, whatever. It's all semantics.
First big like level 100s, and I've obviously invested. I put all my focus into him, and my ideology is that I take him up to level 100, and I use him to farm and make life easier for the other characters. So I drop down the badges to those characters. And then I try to find the best skills to use from other players, either if they have content out. And in the first like 30 to 50 levels, I will only use the first ability that unlocks across the board on each ability. And some people don't know this, but so on your board you see the level 63 unlock.
Yes.
You do not have to unlock the level 44 or the level, 25. You do not have to unlock those to unlock the level 63.
Okay.
And they do get quite expensive. So if you know the build ahead of time, you can save yourself substantially, maybe hundreds of thousands of gold, maybe even over $1 million. It adds up over time. If you unlock every single skill ability, it's a lot of money. Some of them get up to where they're over 100,000 gold each.
Ooh, yeah. There are, and especially after you get to level, I think it's 100, where you get from 10 all the way to 15, and it unlocks all at once. So you get that's a lot of gold that you're gonna need just to get every skill from 10 to 15. So it does get expensive. Now, so as far as the level skill, so you're knowing your build, but let me ask you about this. So this level 44, we looked at this skill. This is a 994% damage. This one has as 171. So if we're just looking at the damage, this level 44 seems more appealing to me than this 63. What is your justification for picking skills? Is it the damage? Is it the cooldowns? Is it the stamina? Is it what the skill actually does?
Yeah, so one thing you're gonna find with a lot of these abilities that have the higher damage rating is okay, let's go and click on that one with the higher damage. Look at the cooldown.
29 seconds, very, very long.
Yeah, very, very long. So I find that for Iron Man, my philosophy is that I do use, for my build, there is an ability, gosh, I forget what the name of it is. Ultimately, what it does is it boosts your cooldowns. It is an artificial intelligence there?
Okay.
Yep, click on that. It's the second one in, number 35, the level 35 ability.
Okay.
Yeah. Operation speed amplification. So that brings me off
20%.
cooldowns quicker. So I have particular abilities that I love, and I feel like for my particular Iron Man, the reason why my build shines is I'm off cooldowns much quicker.
Okay.
So I'm using more middle of the road abilities in terms of so I don't need the short cooldown abilities because I'm using that, but I'm also not on a mega high cooldown either. So I don't actually use any repulsor abilities. I'm more the weapon cartridges is what I'm running. And so I have like party time protocol where I put the bots down. And I do think Iron Man does shine in Omega War with the ability to circle around the field and just drop stuff on people and get out. So that's my
from very high while he's flying.
Yeah. So some of the characters like Black Widow that can one-shot people, typically they have to be in the fray. They have to mix it up, and they have a lot of melee abilities. Yes. So what I do is I circle around and pick my shots, and I go in and I'll just rain down all kinds of madness on everybody, and then I'll scoot out of there before anybody can hit me. So. And
do you remember what skill that allows you to do? What skill is that? Do you remember what skill is that? That you're looking
micro
at?
missiles, I believe one of them's in there. The end ability.
Weapon cartridges.
EMP shot. No, yeah, it's maybe it's one above that. Yeah, I'll send you my whole build video too to show you what I'm running.
Well, you have them up on your channel, right? You have them built up on there.
Yep, I'm gonna update the Iron Man one as well because I've made a couple of changes to it.
Okay, nice. Now I noticed with Captain America, you have some shield guard that you get some shield. You have some using it up. With Iron Man, I noticed what you said there. He has the repulsor energy, and then he also has these weapon cartridges for the class. What is the difference in these different skills? Should you have some of each of these different types of skills for each of these characters? Because it looks like each character has different types of a few different types of skills for each of
I
this.
like to focus on one theme. So I'm mainly weapon cartridges, and the reasoning behind that is because in your specialization tree, there's a category that if for every weapon cartridge's ability you use, there's a percentage bump. So I am running a weapon cartridges / Jarvis build.
Okay.
So those are all the abilities I'm running. I'm not running any repulsor. And the reason for that is that I feel like I can ultra focus on certain abilities without spreading myself out. So I've got 2 specialization abilities that are that are kind of bumped up by using more weapon cartridge stuff. So,
okay. Yeah, I want to delve a little more into Iron Man, but as you can see, I haven't really built my Iron Man. So I did want to ask you about another character that you're working on that I'm kind of building up right now. Captain America was my first character, so I feel I have a decent grasp of Captain America, but this next character, Black Widow, you've been building her up. I'm starting to build her up. Some of these skills are a little confusing to me. I'll show you what I have built up, and as far as specialization. But what are some of the things that's been working for you in Black Widow? And you've said you look at the other people what they're using, but you also make some tweaks. So when you're making tweaks to skill set of a character, looking at the classes is something that you mentioned. What else are you looking for when you're switching up and making tweaks to these things?
Well, first I have two of the highest level, highest end as far as like rankings in the power, the rankings that they do per week. There's two guys that I group with that are both Black Widows. Black Widow is the flavor of the month right now. A lot of people are running Black Widows because they are very powerful and they shine in a lot of PvP stuff.
Yes.
And so
why do I've gotten my butt kicked so many times with Black Widow. Why do you think I'm building a Black Widow?
Yeah, so last night in one of the Omega Wars I ran, it was all the deaths I had were from a Black Widow snipe shotting me out of stealth. And part of my motivation for leveling her too was just to learn her skills a little bit better, just so I can deal with her on my Iron Man.
Yes, that's smart. Very smart.
Yeah.
So what are you noticing about your Black Widow build as far as building her, countering her? What are some things that you've learned about this Black Widow skill set?
She is still squishy at the end of the day.
Okay.
And if you can figure out the timing on that snipe shot, the fight can go the other way. So where you can
just snipe shot where is that? Is that in Widow's Sting? No, that's concentrated fire. Where's the snipe shot that we're looking at?
It's the
I don't have everything built up.
Yeah. Let's see. Master Spy? Let me see.
Strike blow. Master Spy strike blow. I guess I'll have to edit this part.
Hold on, I'll pull her up just so we can.
Oh, here, sniper shot.
Yep, there you go.
Firearm expert leap shot. Okay, so this is level 6. I could actually unlock this right now. This would be a good video.
Yeah, that sniper shot is a game changer.
All right, so the sniper shot is here in this firearm expert, and it looks like I could actually unlock it now. This is the best version of one of her moves. I'm looking at the damage, 939%. Should I just spend a 30K right now on this one and equip this?
Yeah, it's a gimme. So what you do is if you use it out of her, so you're familiar with how her alt works. It puts you in stealth.
Yes, and it gives a little extra damage with that.
Yep, so it will bump that percentage damage that you do up. So if you snipe out of stealth, that's how you one-shot people.
Okay, out of stealth.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you combine it with your alt, that's how you do all the crazy damage.
Should you? So because I was thinking in stealth would be a little more, but you're saying out of stealth?
Well, it will pull you out of stealth is what I meant. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I got it. So when you're in stealth, you do this move, crazy damage, and then by doing that, it pulls you out of stealth because you did an attack. Got it. All right, so that's one of the better moves. What else do you look for? Now, with a lot of these things, I'm noticing that with my Black Widow, these close quarters combat don't really work so good. Like I said, I started with Captain America. He can do that close quarters combat pretty good. He could take a punch. Black Widow, very, very squishy at this level 66. And you're mentioning that the end game, she's pretty squishy still. So what do we need for a character like Black Widow that isn't very squishy? Should I just take off all these close quarters combat classes and go for aim and espionage devices and stuff like that? What do you feel is the best build for Black Widow?
I still think at the end of the day that there's some use for the close quarters combat. However, doing a lot of stuff in and out of your stealth, it does generate your ultimate meter quite quickly. sometimes it feels like I have it up quite a bit, and if you just master how to do everything coming out of your ultimate, I think you can be pretty safe with her.
Okay. And at the higher level, are you kind of having your ultimate in stealth often available pretty often? Because I know
it's pretty frequent. Yeah,
she gets it a lot more quickly than Cap does.
Yeah, 100%.
And so being in stealth provides that safety for her. So you want this ultimate pretty high, because right now it's giving extra damage like this. The 6 seconds, does this ever go up as you build up your Black Widow?
No, not that I've noticed. I think those are set.
So it's just the damage that goes up with this.
And Black Widow was so broken when we first started going to Dark Zone, which is in the moment right now our highest level content.
Yes.
PvP, there was a high reward for PvP kills, and there were literally like 2 or 3 Black Widows running around killing us all. And we were talking like we had a full group of high level, very well built characters. It was like me, Remenex, you name it. Like we just were like very well put together group of guys. And there was a couple of Black Widows in there following us around, and they would like snipe shot us while we were engaged in PvE. Like we were killing boss mobs, and they would pop out of stealth, kill us, and vanish. And we were going on a manhunt trying to like, just because they would follow us into other channels. And since then they've changed it. There's less of a reward for PvP. Yeah. And PvP is leaned into as much anymore. But yeah, they were a problem in the beginning.
Yeah, I could imagine. I've experienced that a little bit in the Dark Zone, trying to kill a boss and then just dying. Like, wait, I'm avoiding the boss. Then the chat was like, oh, you got to avoid the players as well.
Yeah.
So I guess it does get a little confusing, right? Any other tips as far as skill building? That's kind of universal for all characters. I know we talked some specifics about Iron Man, Black Widow. Any general tips other than just looking at what people are using? What any tips for tweaking as far as play style? What tips do you have for some of these other characters that you've built up that are kind of universal?
So using just Black Widow as an example, since she's up, one of the strategies I used, I play with Never Miss Rob, who's one of the better Black Widows in the game.
Okay.
And also with Kiger. Kiger is the top Black Widow in the game. And I had a conversation with both of them, and they both have very different builds. And
interesting.
I just took the things that I liked from both of them, and I kind of found a play style that suited me best. You get kind of a feel after you play either person's build where you're like, I don't especially love this. I don't especially, like for instance, I'm using Cindy's Storm build, and Darth Micro has one as well. And my 5th ability is one where she goes into a bubble, and it's a very long cast time, and things have to be close to you. And I found that I don't love it. So I might swap something else in for that. But that's based on someone else's build, but I love everything else. So,
okay. I guess one final question: where do you go to test these skills to see if you have a build that you like, if it's not going to work, if there's something like a cooldown or an animation that's taking a little longer, like you said, like with Storm? Where do you go to test these things? I know Remedex goes into raids. Do you go into that same scenario, or is there a specific location that you like to test out your skills?
If it's an alt, I think the best place to get kind of a feel for how powerful it is time yourself in blitz. Put it on full auto on a blitz you can clear.
Okay.
And just see what happens when it runs it on its own. And because you have a timer at the end, you can see if you're breaking records. And I don't know if that makes sense, but
it does.
That's one of the ways. Yeah. So that's one of the ways I'll do it. If your build feels like it's running a little slow, run it through a particular blitz that you feel is right on the cusp of challenge that you feel like you're comfortable with to run it. See what your time is, and then run it again on the different build and compare the two and see if there's a big disparage between both of them. You'll get kind of you can make adjustments from there, I think.
Got it. That's very smart. That probably is one of the better tips for that's very universal, and I like that one. Anything else before we go, brother? This has been a very insightful video for me. I hope it's helped you guys at home as well. Make his decision with your characters. Any other tips before you go, brother?
Oh, yeah, just model people that have got to the end result before you did, and it'll save you a lot of time. There's still a lot of things I feel like I don't know about the game, and I just lean on people that do. So like content creators like yourself, like today, you've probably walked away with some useful information you're going to share with your community and in stream, in chat. There's a lot of times the first 2 days of playing this game, the people that educated me the most was chat. They were very helpful. Like in playing the game, there were so many of them that would share things. This is where you find this info. There's a lot to this game, man, and it's
chat has helped me a bunch. I guess that's another thing. Stream, have chat help you. That's the best thing.
Yeah,
maybe not the best thing, but that's very, very good. So thank you for that, Tona. We definitely gotta get back, do more videos, because this game is. I feel like I'm just touching the surface of this game. There's way more that I don't know about this game than I do know about this game.
Same. So. I'm overwhelmed with the Omega cards, to be fair. So I'm obsessed with builds and videos and figuring out who's using the best and how to tweak those from there. But Omega cards, some of that stuff. I start to look at it, I feel overwhelmed. I'm like, I'll save this for when I'm done with everything else. So there's a lot to this game, man.
There is. I'm having so much fun, and there's so much that I haven't even touched yet. So more videos on the channel, a lot more on the ValleyFlyin 76 channel, which is where the future home of all Marvel Future Revolution content will be. But for now, we're still covering Strike Force, we're still covering Future Rev on this channel. But check out the other channel. And Tony, you've got your channel as well, with a lot of content, with a lot of specific builds. We talked about some generalities, but you got some specific builds for each of the characters that you're working on. So guys, check that out. The links to his channel and everything down below. Anything else, brother, before we wrap this one up?
No, just I love you, man. Thanks for having me on today, and I'll see you in the morning when you get on stream.
Thank you for showing up, man. Thank you. Man, I might have inspired you in Strike Force. You're inspiring me in Future Rev, brother. You're doing some really good stuff in that game, and yes, I will. Yeah, I'm looking forward to making more videos with you. Thank you. Give me that Hulk fist before you go, brother. Thank you all you guys for watching as well. I will see you guys later. There's the fist from Half Cent, ValleyFlyin. Have a great rest of your day, guys. ValleyFlyin, Half Cent.